As it turns out, we won't have to wait a decade like we did for Avatar: The Way of Water. Apparently, James Cameron has already started filming Avatar 3 with new characters. But first, let's talk about when Avatar 3 will hit theaters and everything else we know about it. Long story short, Avatar 3 will probably come towards the end of 2024, and that's assuming there are no delays. But the good news is, Avatar 3 actually started filming around the same time as the sequel. So we're good when it comes to delays, unless there are some post-production shenanigans. But from what I know, both the sequel and Avatar 3 were filmed from September 2017 to December 2020. So yeah, we should be good, I think. But hey, I'll do you one better. Cameron even managed to film some of Avatar 4 too, mainly because he wanted to film while the cast was still young. And get this, the script for Avatar 5 has already been written too. So that begs the question, who will be returning for Avatar 3? Well, considering that Avatar 3 was filmed around the same time as the sequel, Jake Sully and Neytiri are definitely going to be returning because they didn't die in the sequel. But that might change in Avatar 3. Who knows? As for who's not returning, it's probably Neteyam because, he died toward the end of the sequel, unfortunately. Although we might see a few flashbacks here and there, but otherwise, he's dead for all intents and purposes otherwise. So, besides Jake and Neytiri, the other Sullys survived too, so we can expect to see them return as well. That includes Loak, Tuktiri, and Kiri. Oh, and Spider will also be coming back. Now, as for the title of Avatar 3, so far it's yet to be confirmed. But back in November 2018, BBC News confirmed that it'll be called Avatar: The Seedbearer, followed by Avatar: The Tolkien Rider and Avatar: The Quest for Eywa, the other two movies after Avatar 3. From what I know, Cameron said that he's only considering these titles. So this name is in the running, but it's not confirmed. What's worse is that we won't find out about the title for quite a while. That's because even the sequel's title wasn't confirmed when the teaser dropped, so that can only mean the title will be confirmed after a teaser drops somewhere in 2024. Now, we know that there's going to be 2 new clans, but what will the story be about? Well, if we take a closer look at Avatar 2, there were definitely some teasers in it for Avatar 3 that most of us missed. For instance, towards the end, the Sullys lost a family member, and they became part of the Metkayina, like officially, after everything was said and done. So this can only mean that Jake's gonna do everything in his power to take down the RDA.
Right on the ground. Right in the hostiles' camp. Look, Sully, I want you to learn these savages
and protect his family. Remember the closing statements he made? Jake said, "This is our fortress. This is where we make our stand." So unless Cameron's beating around the bush, the third movie could be an all-out war where the Na'vi and all its clans take down the RDA once and for all. So that's that. But there are some things that we're yet to explore, like who in the heck is Kiri's father, as well as why she has a special connection to the Na'vi goddess Eywa, because she's about the only Na'vi on Pandora able to control the flora and fauna. What's up with that? Well, I might have an answer to that. Apparently, there was too much material for the sequel. This comes from writers Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver when they spoke to Variety. So, since they couldn't include Kiri's entire story in one movie, they split it into 2 movies. This means that we'll get to learn more about her connection with Eywa, because everybody's in the dark. Is she the Na'vi Jesus? Or is there something more to her story? Unfortunately, the writers didn't go into too much detail about what we should expect, other than the dynamics of Kiri's 2 sets of parents being explored further in Avatar 3. What a bummer. But I guess we'll find out what's what soon enough. Even Spider's actor Jack Champion has said that Avatar 3 takes a hard left turn with a huge twist. Enough of a twist to make us go, "Oh wow, I never thought that would have happened." At least, that's what Jack Champion claims. But either way, one thing is for sure. Similar to the sequel, Avatar 3 will revolve around the Sully family. But that begs the question, what kind of troubles will Jake and Neytiri go through to protect their family? Well, according to John Landau, all of the upcoming Avatar movies will have one huge saga after another.
And not only that, I think on this case, every creative decision Jim made was for the big screen. 3D, framing, composition, the detail of the visual effects.
Similar to a TV series, in the sense that the characters face bigger and bigger problems as they get resolved over different films. But at the center of it all, the RDA will almost always be the big bad guy in Avatar, which needs to be taken down at all costs. So, you know what this means? Avatar 3 will be even better than Way of Water. Even the director of photography, Russell Carpenter, talked to Polygon about this, emphasizing that we'll get to see more underwater sequences, as well as some parts of Pandora we've never seen before with new Na'vi clans. Cameron has also talked about this, saying the audience will see different cultures in Avatar 3, including the Ash clan I talked about early on.
When I was lying there in the VA hospital, with a big hole blown through the middle of my life, I started having these dreams of flying. I was free.
Cameron's grand master plan is to show every angle of the Na'vi, including the bad side of these tall blue aliens, because we've only ever seen the good Na'vi. I can only imagine how bad exactly these Ash people are going to be, but knowing Cameron and his imagination, he probably has something epic planned. Like we've seen the good and bad of humans, I think it's high time we see how bad the aliens can be too, don't you think? And get this, Cameron's also planning to introduce new universes with the same characters. So, needless to say, Avatar 3 is going to be a wild ride for sure. And there will be more of Kate Winslet too, as well as some new characters. But first, let's address Winslet's character Renal, who so far had only a minor role. But considering that she broke Tom Cruise's underwater breath-holding record, it won't go down in vain. In fact, the video we saw of her that went viral while she broke the record, it was actually for a scene in Avatar 3, as well as that viral photo of her waving a big cape in a mocap suit. Now, let's talk about the new characters. In Avatar 2, we learned that Dr. Grace's avatar gives birth to Kiri, with it still being a mystery as to how it happened in the first place since Grace was dead. If this indeed is Pandora's version of virgin birth, then Kiri's other parent has to be Eywa. Either way, that'll be answered in Avatar 3, when the movie dives deep into Kiri's mystery as the Na'vi girl Jesus. Now, time to address the new characters. There will definitely be some newcomers. And from what my sources tell me, David Thewlis has been cast for an unspecified role. Meanwhile, Michelle Yeoh will be playing Dr. Karina Moog, along with Una Chaplin playing Varang, the leader of the Ash people. So, needless to say, the Game of Thrones actress's character will be important, not just because it's the leader, but because this new race will be an aggressive volcanic race that we'll learn more about in Avatar 3. Not only that, the Ash people are one of the two new Na'vi clans that we'll be introduced to. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to find out about the other clan.
Sir, ground has movement. Fast approaching.
That was all about what Avatar 3 could hold for us. We'll see you in the next one.